Hey everybody, welcome to The Blacklist, the show where we interview the elite. Today we have Bobbi Vargas to my right. She is the founder of Bodella. And for people that don't know you, right, this is the first time listening in, first time seeing you ever. What is it that you do and who are you?
Absolutely. So my experience was in luxury sales
Yeah.
for renowned companies such as Chanel, Christian Dior, Versace, Dolce & Gabbana, you name it.
Yeah, the good brands.
The good brands, absolutely. And the last consideration that I turned down was during the pandemic was president of Nike swimwear division.
That would have been,
Yes, it would have been a lot of fun.
yeah.
Unfortunately, I had to turn it down. Fortunately and unfortunately, I had reached a huge milestone in my life after financial success. I found my supportive partner, Joe Vargas, and had my first child, Elon.
Yep.
And this is all during the pandemic, and that's when I received the offer. So, because of my husband's job, work, and business, we could not relocate to the headquarters in Oregon.
Yeah.
And then I had a kid, and so my life just shifted altogether. And today, what I do at the same time, so imagine this: you reach a huge milestone in your life, in your personal life, and this is after financial success, and you have your child. And 3 months later, I receive the call that no one should ever receive from a physician and saying, you have a deadly form of skin cancer and you need to come in immediately because it will spread like wildfire in your body and die.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, okay, this is, I mean, you just pause and yeah, I'm one of those that takes me a while to register things, especially news like this.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, I'm looking at my kid and I'm thinking, okay, this child's going to grow up without knowing his mother at all. It's one thing had he been a teenager or even 10 years old and would recall some memories. And I'm thinking, I've been in the educational space. So when I was in the luxury field, sales, I was a trainer. So I would train salespeople how to sell. And the leadership position is just a rewarding position altogether.
Right.
So I acquired all this knowledge in life and sales and building relationships. And I can't educate my child on any of it because I'm going to die.
Yeah.
And so as an entrepreneur, I had to pause and think, what brought me to this point? Because I truly don't believe that the sun gives you the cancer, even though it's skin cancer and that's what they assume it is, right? The sun gives things life. It gives plants life. It gives planet Earth life. And so you're telling me the sun is what's killing me? It just
Yeah.
doesn't add up.
Yeah.
So I had to pause and really backtrack and reverse engineer my entire life and thought, as an entrepreneur, not just myself, I've witnessed extremely successful people. What we do as entrepreneurs is chase the dollar sign, right?
Yeah.
And it's never, that's not the purpose. That's not the end goal, but it is what we need to reach our purpose and end goal. So we're pounding and pounding and pounding. You don't eat right. You don't work out right. We're in a culture where we're so fixated on being physically fit when in reality, we need to be completely fit, right? Mind fit,
Yep.
spiritually fit, and physically fit. And this is where I am today. I help entrepreneurs operate at their highest potential while finding self-balance. What we do as entrepreneurs, and the number one question I receive is, how do you balance work-life situations? I don't feel that men really worry about that, but women do.
Yeah.
Because women, generally speaking, in history, we support our men in their endeavors.
Sure. Yeah.
But as women entrepreneurs is you're working too late, I have to watch the kids, I'm working too. And so how do we balance work-life balance? And truth of the matter is, what the real question is, how do I get everyone on board to support my mission, right?
Right.
The
Right.
only balance you have control of is self-balance. So are you spiritually fit? Is your mindset fit? Are you physically fit? You have to be all of those in the case of an emergency, God forbid you're in a position where, your wife and your child are with you and the place is going to flames. Are you spiritually fit to know that I can go through this? Are you physically fit to grab them and take off? Or do they have to pull you out of the building, in case of an emergency? So you have to be balanced that way. And once you are self-balanced, everything else tend to fall into place.
Yeah.
a lot of gurus and programs talk about get your mindset right, get your mindset right. And we all attend those seminars and courses and leave with great data, but you just don't know what to do with it. And so this is where, I help entrepreneurs. I have systems and processes and literally charts. Just plug in the names or numbers, and I promise you're going to leave successful. And
Yeah.
this is immediate results. Spiritually fit, we pray, and you should. Whoever your God is, the green giant pickle, I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
Find your spirit, God, right? And pray because you need prayer. But the thing is with prayer, you don't have immediate results. I mean, there are a few that are extremely lucky and, the universe or God answers their prayers almost immediately. But for the majority of us, we need some sort of other avenue that will give us instant results because I have a situation that I need to resolve right now that I can't just
Yeah.
wait for God to reach out, a month or two or a week later to help me resolve it. So that's what I do today. After I left the luxury world, turned down Nike's president position. I'm out here to help entrepreneurs find their balance so that they don't neglect their health and spirit like I did.
Yeah.
And then they have to now pause. The world does not pause
Yeah.
to bring everything else into place, your health and spirit up to par to financial.
You know what the crazy part is
Yeah.
like when in life, when something bad like that happens, you get that news. You kind of, I mean, at least for me, because my girlfriend's dad he had a heart attack and he had cardiac arrest, and he kind of like he was gone for like 30 minutes or so, and it was just crazy. Like he went to the hospital, all that stuff, type of stuff. But the crazy thing that I'm trying to relate here is like we kind of expect the world to stop. Like,
Yeah.
hold on, like
Yeah.
wait, this
Yeah.
is something crazy just fucking happened, and the
Right.
fact is like it doesn't. People
Right.
still people will be there for a couple of days, but they have to go to work. They have to
Right.
continue. And that's kind of like a hard pill to swallow. And especially for these entrepreneurs, they are not expecting that day to come. They're kind of like living like they're gonna live forever, right? And they're constantly grinding, they're constantly working, they're doing all that type of stuff. But
That's right.
you're helping them slow down and kind of like well, number one, be aware, but number two, also just live a much better life because the other way, like, is it's not really living. You're
No.
just constantly.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And just let me say it's not so much slowing down because I truly believe that money follows speed,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
But it's more like be aware, right? You truly can have it all at once.
yeah,
It's just we don't have the tools. No one, nothing, and no one, not your partner, not your child, comes with a manual, right?
yeah,
So you can recently I bought some furniture pieces for my child. For example, this wagon instead of a stroller, right?
yeah,
And so it came and it took me a minute to find the manual, but at first I thought there was no manual. Eventually you'll know how to put the pieces together,
right.
right? But it's going to take you a minute. And this is why processes and systems are so crucial and important because it will just expedite the process, right? So when you're absolutely right. We have to slow down if we don't have systems and processes.
Yeah,
But if someone is paving the way for you and says, literally, just follow my lead. And so now you don't have to dig anymore because I've already dug it for you. I've paved it for you. So then you're going to reach your end goal, whether it's finding a partner or having the complete family or getting everybody on board on your team, because you do need a support system to
yeah,
reach your goal. No one on planet Earth has ever reached their goal alone. So you need a unit, you need a team, you need that village. It really does take a village.
yeah.
And that's one of my favorite statements. And so, but it does shift your perspective to your point. I don't know if this your father-in-law, was this pre your baby or post baby?
This is post baby. This was like not so long ago, like a month ago.
Right, right.
So yeah,
And
but
it's scary.
yeah, it's scary. And but aside from that though, like one thing that I did want to ask is like, so what's the transformation that they end up receiving? Like, let's say they work with you, right? And you help them,
Correct.
you give them processes, the systems in
Correct.
place. What ends up happening because of that?
Oh, I'm so happy you answered that question. This is where I started the company Bodella.
Yeah,
So Bodella is both product and service based. The product is just a holistic take on self care, and I believe in Western medicine. I think it works, but I'd like to have the option of me choosing. Right? I think holistic medicine, essential oils, and whether you believe in crystals or not,
right.
they all have something to them, right? And it's been around for thousands of years, and it all starts with my knowledge in the beauty and fashion industry. It's intertwining both health and beauty. they really are intersected. They are one unit. If you simply feel good, right, you appear better looking, right?
Yeah.
Or if you
Yeah.
simply look good, then all of a sudden your attitude and your performance changes because now you feel better about yourself. So beauty is no longer a luxury; it's a necessity. You know, grooming your hair or your beard or your clothes and your shoes shine. So that's where the service part goes in. What my mission is not only to give you tools, but I will help you as an entrepreneur. For example, the service part of Bodella is one product I have is it's called a body sculpting device, but what it also does, it addresses detoxification. So the
Yeah.
whole lymphatic system, which we all need to, it's the tunnels, it's the tubes in your home, for example. If they're full of leaves, then
Right.
it's the system is not operating properly. It just backs up, and now you have to change the roof of the house,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. That's
And
true.
so the same thing, your body, it's still a machine. This is a machine. We're a spirit that operates this vehicle, right?
Right.
So you, as your car, you take it for service. It's not just an oil change. It needs other things that needs to be tended to. So with this body sculpting machine, it addresses many health issues, not just appearances, right?
Hmm.
Not just vanity, which I don't think it's a necessity. Once again, it's no longer a luxury. So it addresses vanity purposes, it addresses health purposes. Not only do I provide you with the machine, not only do I train you with the machine, I will help you with marketing, right? We get you featured in articles, we promote you on our site. We spend a ton of money on marketing. So if anyone goes to the Bodella website and searches Washington State, they'll find your name as a part, an affiliate, if you will.
Yeah. Yeah.
But of course, you're independent. You're a part of a group of other entrepreneurs that we are paving the way for you.
Is it mainly for women or for both?
Absolutely not. It's for both,
Yeah.
both men and women.
Yeah.
So I don't just give you the tools. I actually help you. We have a team that will finance if you don't have the means. If you don't want to spend your money,
Yeah.
I already have a bank that doesn't do much of, uh, let's say, credit check, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
know you're starting off. We have different programs of
Well, that's
finance.
good.
So I will finance you. I will train you. I will give you the equipment. I will employ you if
Yeah.
you have nowhere to begin, and I will market you. So unlike most other programs where we'll come to school, let's say beauty school, right? Or massage school or whatever it is, come and then you're off on your own. Go figure it out.
Right.
Well, most entrepreneurs don't know where to begin or start, you know? So that's where I take pride in what Bodella does. We built a team of everyone wanting to see you prosper and flourish.
Yeah.
We're a community. We have to create that village, right, to
Yeah.
reach our end goal. Plus, the best part of all, we are involved with different charities. So a part of the proceeds goes to charities. What hits close to home right now is that my end goal is to purchase enough beds for children and women that have survived sex trafficking.
Yeah.
There are only 24 beds that they provide in the state of California, and there are 400 applicants. Imagine that. We rescue 400 children, but there are only 24 beds. That's
Yeah.
mind blowing to me. In addition to that, the women that are rescued, that's where I take them in and I train them on our services. We teach them permanent makeup. We teach them the body sculpting. I will employ
You're
them.
giving them skills. High income skills.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I also teamed up with therapists, the best in Las Vegas, voted #1,
Yeah.
to recuperate the children's ability to speak from the trauma when they have lost their speaking ability. So
Damn.
Bodella is a giving community, and this is why I'm excited to stand on the tip of the pyramid and shout it out.
Yeah.
You guys join this community because it's about giving and watching people just get out of their status quo. And it doesn't have to be a poor status quo. Maybe they just want a stay-at-home mom that wants to add an added skill. And this is another thing is when I teach women financial freedom and help them reach financial freedom, it's not to be independent of their partner or their job. No, it's to be of an asset to their partner and their job. God forbid, let's say my partner, my husband, something happens to his business or something happens to him physically, right? I want to say, I'll pick up the torch from here and drag the family forward, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's not, I want my own money. It's great if that's what she
Yeah.
wants, but that's not my goal or mission. It's not for separation purposes. It's for a stronger unity, right?
And people are doing that. Well, people are
Yeah.
trying to get into that, I think. a lot for separation purposes,
Right.
just in case if this or whatever.
Right.
Like if they end up
Right.
breaking up, like they'll continue to live their life. But I like what you're talking about. You're not doing it
Absolutely.
for separation. You're doing it for unison. You're doing it to
Absolutely.
hold the torch if something does happen.
Correct.
So I think that speaks to a different mindset that people have today.
Right.
People are very much divided,
It's true.
and what you're building is there's no like dividing in that,
No,
right? It's
we're
like all
one
community.
unit. Imagine your car's divided. You have the tires to the left. It's here if you need it. Just plug
Yeah.
it in. No, we're a unit, and powers and numbers, right?
Yeah.
So the more we have in our team, whether it's you have more children, that's going to support this mission, and everyone is an asset until they become a liability, right?
Hmm.
Even believe it or not, you're going to notice this. Even with your baby, you're like, how could my child be of an asset? Well, here's the thing. I've met the therapist who is going to help the rescue children
Yeah.
through my child, right? He's delayed in speech, so I put him in speech therapy, and
Yeah.
so we became friends, and she's introduced me to other women that I would have never met, right?
Right.
And so through your child, you'll meet people through daycare and philanthropists, people that want to give and don't know where to give or help out, right? And so someone like you, who's so well connected, with people of all walks of life, you probably can come up with a million ideas for those people that want to give and don't know how to give, right?
Yeah.
Or even promote them, because as philanthropists, like, I have Joe here who's very successful and is looking for a charity to give to. Like, that alone is helping the community. So
Right.
my child is an asset.
Yeah. My head goes towards like logistics of this because
Right.
you're doing a lot for people, right?
Correct.
And to me, I'm thinking overhead. I'm thinking like there's just so much. It's like so many things that you're kind of like helping out with. Did you build it first and then kind of like brought people in, or did you build it as it came? Like, how did that kind of come to fruition?
So it's funny that you say this. It's building as I'm going along, really.
Yeah.
That I didn't search for the therapist. I didn't search for the charity. I started a program. I said, how can Carl Jung talks about 4 parts of your life. First part is about appearances. In my 20s, all I cared about is looking good, and
Right.
every hair is in place. Second part of my life is about the hustle, making money, being competitive with myself and others, being number one in whatever company I was producing for. So the third part of life is where I feel that I am today, is giving back, right? That's the most reward. I don't think anything is more rewarding than giving back.
Hmm.
Having a kid is absolutely enlightening. It teaches me a lot about myself and my abilities and my patience and many different parts of my life. But I think the most rewarding is giving back.
Yeah.
And that's where I am. And then the last part, just in case you were curious, the last part of life is spirituality, right? You'll hear a lot of the older gurus that have already given back, talking
Yeah.
about God and their spiritual connection and what have you. So that's where I am today. And so when I decided I want to find a service where I can help others, and it just happens to be that I attract women, right? Because I'm an entrepreneur female and
Right.
have now a husband and a child. It's like, how do you manage all of this and still build a business? And so it just happened to fall that way. Although my product line is mostly men driven, which is really interesting.
Yeah.
I'm happy about that. And so when I decided to start giving, all of a sudden now the universe wants to help me give back. So it's
Right.
bringing all this community into me. My assistant works around the clock. I tell her, take the weekend off. You don't have to reply back. I will text you, but put it on silent. You don't have to reply back. She works around the clock. And now I have another assistant who is the same way. And they literally do it out of just self satisfaction. Like
Yeah.
they're doing it out of will, not because they're paid to or forced to.
Well, you know what you have that I feel like a lot of entrepreneurs need, and what I'm
Right.
noticing is you have vision.
Absolutely.
They always say like it's cliche, but it's so true. I'm hearing you right now. You're
Right.
very articulate. You're very well
Thank you.
storyteller. You make analogies that make sense to me. You're
Good.
just very well spoken. I don't know if that came from
Thank
like
you.
the training that you did with all these luxury brands or whatnot, but a lot of people have a hard time conveying their vision to the team. So the team just
Right.
feels like they're just working for a paycheck or for a job.
Absolutely.
And for you, it's a little bit different. It's like, no, there's a real community here. You're actually
Absolutely.
making change, and people will go a
Absolutely.
lot more, and they'll do a lot more for that than they will.
Correct. And
for
I
a
give
paycheck.
everyone ownership. Absolutely everyone ownership. I told my assistant, I said, never ask me for a raise.
Yeah.
Come back and ask me, what can I do within the company that will make me more money? And
Yeah.
there is no sky. The universe is her limit, right? So there are so many different avenues for anyone. Come to me. What do you want to do? Sell product? Do you want to learn sales? I'll teach you sales. You don't want to deal with people? Let's do the paperwork for the finances.
Yeah.
Like I will find you something to do. So don't tell me I can't think of anything, and I will help you find. A lot of us, many entrepreneurs want to become entrepreneurs, but don't know I'm good at this and I'm good at that. Let's narrow it down. This is where the systems and processes that I have.
Right.
For example, I don't know who. I feel like I have to reply to everybody. I don't know who to cut out of my life. You don't have to burn a bridge to cut someone out of your life. Envision this: bring a piece of paper, draw right on the top any goal you want. Purchase a car, a home, have a child, find a partner.
Yeah.
Right? It could be personal, it could be business. Write your goal on top of that chart. Then draw 4 different columns. Okay. On the left-hand side, write down everyone's name in your life, from your mother to your barista. Absolutely everyone that you're in communication with right now. So not everyone that you know but don't necessarily speak to. Everyone that's occupying your this unit of time, right? That your current unit of your time. Then the first column, so that's the first column. The second column, I want you to say yes. Third column, no. Last column, maybe, right? Now, look at your goal. Can this person help me achieve my goal? Yes, no, maybe. Start shifting the names over. Right?
Yeah.
So let's say you operate 8 hours a day and you're busy the rest, sleeping with family, whatever it is that you want to do. So the 8 hours a day, if someone from the maybe column calls you, I'm too busy trying to reach the yes.
Right.
I'll get to you when I get to you. So, and when you're producing this way, when everyone on that chart sees your hustle and motion, no effort goes unrewarded, right?
Yeah.
And so with that said, they will immediately understand. Like I totally, when you do finally reply after their third or fourth attempt to reach you, right?
Yep.
And you say, dude, I apologize. Thank you for being there. Thank you for not forgetting that I'm still here and you reaching out. I tell this to one of my girlfriends. I say, you're a better friend than I am, because she is relentless. Bobbi, I miss you. How are you? Yada, yada. I'm watching your stories. I see how busy you are. I totally get it if you can't get to me.
Yeah.
So that's when they see that. So the only way you can be supportive back is actually create content and show them, like you were in London, dude,
Right.
it's like, why isn't he replying to me? Oh my God, he's proposing. I literally
Yeah.
said to you, it's like, don't reply back. I can't believe you're replying. Enjoy your time. And so people understand when you show what you're doing, it doesn't have to be a positive result. It could be failure, and that's normal. Fail all
Right.
you can, because that's the only way for you to grow. And that's the only way to help others from failing, right? So when people evade failure, I'm thinking you're not helping yourself or anyone else.
Yeah.
You fail and dust it off and get back up, I think people are ashamed to fail. And I think shame on you for not failing, and show me that you slipped and were able to get up.
Right.
I think we are born as warriors. We're born as winners. And it's society and our environment that suppresses all of that. Watch your child when she attempts to wake up and she grabs onto her furniture on her own and starts to, take her first steps and then falls.
Yeah.
Most parents like, don't do that, don't touch this, don't do. No, let me tell you what happens if you touch this. It's gonna hurt. You have one chance to jump over the cliff. You're never coming back if you do. So just know, if you decide to do that, you're never coming back. So then the question, okay, allow them beingness.
Yeah.
They're still they're a spirit in this little body, right? And for us to guide them, not prevent them. I don't prevent my son from falling. Fall. Let's see what happens. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
If you walk without shoes, it's going to hurt your feet. Sit down, let's put shoes on. And he fights me. He's like, no, I want to get out. I want to get out. I was like, okay, get out then. He's like, ow, ow, ow. Like, come back. You
Right.
see? And so allow them beingness. And I feel that us as adults, we grow up in an environment where parents are like, don't do this, don't do that. You're not allowed to do this. Well, how about you give me the option and consequences? If you do this is what's going to happen. If you put shoes on, you can run all you want. You can run faster. You can run on any surface, hot, spiky, smooth, But if you run without shoes, this is what's going to happen. You want to try it? Try it. So allow them to make choices. And I feel that this is why we evade failure, because we're told not to fail,
Right.
Like, it's embarrassing. I can't believe you slipped or burped or farted in front of people. It's like this is still a machinery that you don't necessarily have complete control
Yeah.
out of it. But if it happens, like, dude, excuse me, gotta go. Like, pick me up if I fall. Don't laugh at me, or, you know what I mean? Or don't say, "Oh my God, I can't believe you fell. Did they see you? Did they catch it on camera? Please
Right.
catch it on camera. I want to show people that you can get back up and dust it off and like nothing happened." You know what I mean? So we're humans, and
Yeah.
we forget that we are, and we pick up one each other. I think we should be a little bit more supportive and remember that if we were in that position, right, what would we want the universe or the society? How do we want them to treat us? You know, more with forgiveness and support and help. And the other thing is, be hard on yourself, because when you're hard on yourself and exit your door, you know, especially with our kids, we try to protect them from the universe and you know, make things easier for them. No, I actually feel sorry for my child. You know, I tell my stepson this. I said, I am your best friend. I'm not your mother because you have a mother. I'm not your father. And quite frankly, if I'm really hard on you, odds are if I was your mother, you won't hate me. But
Yeah.
because I'm not your mother, you're going
Yeah.
to despise me. And so I'm hard enough on him. But I tell him, I said, I feel bad for my son, because I'm going to be so tough on him that when he leaves the house, and life is tough. And I'm glad that it is, because he's going to look at anything, any obstacle that comes his way, and he's going to say, "Oh, this is a piece of cake in comparison to what my mother puts me through." Do you know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
And so we take it so easy on ourselves and others that we get hurt and sensitive so easily. But when you pause and think of the intention and what the universe is, we're blessed to be here, right? And there are so many beautiful things out there. When we think, why is the universe is trying to teach me something, right? Why is my dad tough on me? Why is my mom tough on me? Is the intention, the delivery may not be what we like, it may not be the most pleasant. But if you pause and think, do they really hate me? Are they jealous of me? No, the intention is just the delivery is upside down, you know? And so, but if you think of why life is hard and why your family and close friends that are hard on you, um, their intention, they just want you to be successful. They want you to be a winner.
So for people that are listening in
Yeah.
and this is clicking for them,
Yeah.
they realize like I need this type of help.
Right.
Do they just go on the Bodella website and sign up, or how does it look like if they want to work with somebody like you?
Absolutely. So when it comes to products and services that are skill related, if you want to learn a skill like body sculpting or detoxifying the body, or looking for a holistic form, a take on medicine, then it's Bodella.com. And it's also on Instagram at Bodella, and at TikTok, it's at Bodella. And then for anything that's related to entrepreneurship, such as if you're looking for the formulas, for the systems, for the processes, BobbiVargas.com, or at Bobbi Vargas on Instagram. So I'm happy right now. I do consulting, you know, one-on-one. I'm dropping PDFs for the sheet that I just sort of described to you. It'll be on the website, so you can download that sheet, so you don't have to create it yourself. There are many different PDFs that I'll post on there, and it's literally just plug in names. You know, I had a friend recently for dinner the other night, and she said, "I'm so glad you shared the sheet with me, because I didn't know who to cancel out."
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, and those people, mind you, the no and maybe can be on your next goal. So once you achieve this goal, there's a reward on the end. Reward yourself. Let's say it's losing 50 pounds. You lose the 20 pounds, 50 pounds, reward yourself. Oh, it's going to be a pizza or a cone of ice cream, whatever the reward is. And then now you have a second goal, right?
Yeah.
And so those people, shift them back in your life. Who can help me,
Yeah.
you know? So yes, so BobbiVargas.com or at Bodella.
Well, I appreciate you being on the show. You crushed it.
I thank you. I feel like you didn't come up for air at all. I feel so bad for you.
No, you're good.
But,
You're good.
no, thank you for allowing me the mic. I really appreciate your time, and I hope I would have value to you and your audience.
Very much so.
Thank you.